Hi everyone. In the previous class, we have seen the concepts like color effects in CSS. Like, for example, you would like to apply colors to various kind of HTML elements. Like, for example, a paragraph or for a border or for anything, we are going to use an property called color property followed with its corresponding values. Here, we are majorly concentrating on in how many ways we are going to pass the values, right? We have seen the 6 ways of passing the color values. For example, if you would like to apply some kind of background colors, we are going to use a property called background color property followed by color values. So here also we can pass the color values in the form of 6 ways. Okay. Along with color effects, we have also seen working with text and font effects. Font effects. And also we have seen controlling of or adding background images to HTML elements. Like for example, we can add background images at body level, or you can add background images at division level, or we can add background images at any kind of HTML element level. Okay, these 3 ways also I have shown in the previous class. Okay, fine. Observe here. So this is the thing. Like we are going to add the background image, right? So if you observe the code, yeah. So where is the color? So if you would like to add background color, we are going to use a background color property. And if you would like to insert the background images, we are going to use background image used for to insert the background image. Background repeatment for to not to whether the background image is going to repeat or not. For example, guys, so in the previous class I missed one point. That is, once we add an image once we add an image like enter jpg, as the size of this jpg is very small, it will look like this. And if you didn't return like no repeat, observe what will happen. It is going to repeat multiple times. Why it is repeating multiple times? As the size of the image is very small, it is going to repeat for multiple times. As I don't want like that, I am going to go for a property called no repeat property. If my image size is very big, like for example I'm going to write like v.png, I'm not going to use a property called background repeat property. So as v.png size is very large, automatically it will fit in the entire screen. So whenever you are trying to work with small images and you don't want to repeat the images, then you go for background repeat property. So if you would like to extend the size of the background, we'll go for background size. So like this, we have seen various kind of properties, and we have seen the shorthand property. Shorthand property means we are going to write all the properties in a single property. For background images, we are going to have a property called background property. Yeah, yes, fine. So text shadow, font family, font size, font style. These are all various kind of text and font effects. So text indent, letter spacing, line height, direction, font family, font size, font style, all this text decoration, all those. Okay, fine. Yeah. For example, wherever you are having an error, I would like to get the color as the text color as red. So that's right. See, observe. Wherever you are going to have uh, some mirror like data, then you will get the color as red. For example, I would like to have more decorate this heading. For example, where is that text and font effects, right? Which is available in the H class. So I will go with the .h file. I can go for text decoration. I'm going for underline. So it looks more better. Yeah. So for example, I am going to increase the size. Yeah. Yes. I increase the size of the font. For example, I will add some more data here. For example, paragraph. Centrorum. I don't want this much data. Whole data. Hi, hello. Welcome to CSC. Yes. Got the data or not? Yes. Oh, yeah. Fine. Here I have written the color as orange. Orange. I'm getting the color as pink. Why you are getting that? If you observe here, I have given the background color as pink. Okay, fine. I'm going to remove this so that it will be getting the color as orange. Yeah, fine. Yes. Okay, fine. So these are the modifications that I want to do up to now. Yes. So I'm going to make repeat this entire properties every time. Or for example, let me go for, so as it is having more space, I would like to add some more paragraph. For example, mm, one second, I'm going for lorem ipsum. Yeah. This is the last paragraph. Yes. Okay. So for this also you would like to have the same effects. Then I will go for adding this class because with the help of this class only I have added the effects, right? We'll go for class equal to para. Yes, the same properties apply. Now what I will do is I will copy this one and I will remove all the entire thing. I will paste for multiple times. Yes, guys, the same properties will be applied. Yeah, fine. So now in today's class, what we'll do is I'm going to discuss the concept of box model, which is very important for you. CSS box model. So what this box model is going to define is, so let me have a generalizing thing. For example, whenever you are going to add a HTML element in your document, it is going to occupy some space. It is going to occupy some space. For example, I am going to add some kind of image. It is going to occupy some space or not? I am going to add some kind of text. It is going to occupy some space. Like that, every HTML element is going to occupy some space. Generally, this occupying space is in the form of a rectangular box. The form of a rectangular box. So the concept of understanding this rectangular box, which we call it as CSS box model. CSS box model. Okay, fine. Guys, if you observe here, uh, whenever I have added one more division tag, so this is a one kind of division. First yellow box is one kind of division, right? For second yellow box, it has provided some space or not? Yes. So like that, if you would like to why you are getting like this, so to make it understood, you have to know the concept of CSS box model. For example, let me have a text. Or we can call it as a content. Right? So this is a text is also kind of HTML element or not? Yes. For this one, for this one, around this content, there is some kind of space. That space we will call it as padding. That space we call it as padding. After that padding, we'll have some kind of border. We'll have some kind of border. That one we call it as a border for that HTML element. After this border, again this element having some space, which we'll call it as margin. Now, if I would like to add some more text, then it will have a text or a content For this text, once again, there is some kind of padding. After padding, we'll have some kind of border. After the border, we'll have some kind of margin. We'll have some kind of margin. Okay, fine. Meaning that meaning that this element h1, this element h1 location is up to which location? This location, this location, this location. Meaning that if I would like to represent the form of a diagram, first we'll have a text, we'll have a text, followed by we'll have a padding of the text, we'll have padding of text, followed by we'll have a border, followed by we'll have margin, followed by we'll have margin. Observe this in the form of like this. It will look like a box model. It look like a box model. Okay. If you want, if you would like to add one more kind of HTML element, then for that also we'll have first margin, then border, then padding, then again text. Like this, every HTML element is going to have some amount of space. See, here we'll have various kind of properties. We'll have various kind of properties. Among those, two properties I have already discussed. Observe, here I have discussed the height and width of an element. What is the height and width of the element? For which element I am going to add? For division tag. Meaning that for this division, I have defined 750 pixel. 750 pixel width and 450 pixel height. 450 pixel height, right? Yeah, 450 pixel height. So, like that, we can define the height and width of every particular element. For every element, we can define the height and width of an element, meaning that our element height and width is occupied up to here. Height and width occupied here. Yeah, fine. So, if you would like to define the total amount of height or the total amount of width occupied by an element, then what is the formula we have to follow? Meaning that in the browser, if you are defining that the total height of an element, what you have to calculate? You have to calculate this entire region also. So this is the actual region of the element. But for this element, we are going to add the padding, border, margin also. Meaning that, for example, if you would like to have a total height of an element, like for example, total height of division tag, then you have to include margin, border, padding also. Margin also. Total width of the element, you have to include the border, margin, padding. Okay, I will come to these 2 points once again after completion of this entire concept. Okay, what is the need of representing our element like this? Because if you follow this structure, it will have more look and feel. Okay, fine. So if you go for in-depth about everything, like for example, there is a kind of content. For this content, we'll have a padding. After that, we'll have a border. After that, we'll have a margin. Okay, fine. Content means this is like any kind of text or any kind of images. Normal content. Padding means meaning that it is like a transparent one. It's like a transparent one, which is generally used for to provide space around the element. We'll use padding. And border means uh, like which displays around some kind of border around that element. Margin means which is also a transparent one, like padding, but the thing is it will provide some space between the elements. Okay, fine. I will show with the execution, no problem at all. Even though you didn't understood this meaning. Okay. Now, first let me go with the border, CSS borders. Okay. So to display borders around the elements, we'll go for the concept of CSS borders. Okay, fine. So if you would like to add some kind of borders, so you know the guys, the borders can be like any kind of uh, what we'll call, which can be like a solid lines, which can be a solid line, or it can be a kind of dashed lines, dashed lines, or it can be like a double lines. Like that we'll have various kind of border effects. So if you would like to add various border styles, we can use a property called border style property. Border style property, which you to define the type of border which you want to display around the element. Similarly, if you would like to define the width of the border, then we'll go for border width property. Border width property. For this for this border, if you would like to set the color, then I will go for a property called border color property. Guys, try to observe. I am trying to define this one. See, this is a kind of division tag, right? For this one, is there any border? No. Let me go for the execution. So for this division tag, I would like to add border. So I am going to access this division tag with respect to container class, right? So here I can define. For example, I would like to define the border style. So the type of border that I want to get, the border type as solid. Yes. If you would like to add some kind of border to an element, then you can go for a property called border property. And specifically, if you would like to add some styles to different type of styles to the border, then go for border style property. Border style equal to, I can go for a kind of border like solid border. If you observe here, refresh, you'll get a solid border. By default, the color you got as black color. If you would like to change this border color, then I can go for border color property. Border color property, I would like to have a red color. Not the red color. If I would like to change the width of the border, then I can go for border width property. Border width equal to, for example, let me take 10 pixel. Yes. Like this, you can add borders to an HTML element. Yeah. What kind of HTML element I have added here? Border. For division element, I have added the borders. For example, I would like to add the borders to this paragraph. Like lorem ipsum dollar something for this one, right? For example, I would like to add something like class equal to d. Class equal to d. Yeah. I can access that one in the internal style sheets or inline style sheets or anywhere. Dot d followed by, I'm going to add these properties. V. I'm passing here the colors as something like green color. Yeah. Make it differentiate. Observe. Got or not? Yes. Like this, for every HTML, I can able to add the data. Yeah. For time being, I am explained that. Yes. Now here the border styles can be of different types. It's not only solid. It can be like a dashed line. Dashed means you will get in the form of dots. Like this, you can get. For example, you would like to get a different format like double line, then you'll go for a value like double. If you want to have some kind of a 3D format, which we can call it as a groove, 3D format, you will get the groove. Or you can have a different type like a ridge. Like this also you can do. For example, I don't want any kind of border, then I will go for a value like none. You don't have any kind of borders. Okay, fine. So here I would like to stress one thing. So when you are going to add the background images to any kind of web page, you are going to use a shorten property which is meant for to combine all the properties into a single property to reduce the number of lines of code. Similarly, for every property in CSS, we'll have a CSS property. So here also for these three statements, I can go for an alternative. Property, like shorthand property, which we call it as border. Okay, if you observe here the structure, the certain property name is border followed by three parameters. First parameter is uh, width of the border, second parameter is style of the border, and third parameter is color of the border. So for example, I would like to have a border with 10 pixel and whose style is solid and uh, whose color is red color. Observe here, we got the same thing. Yeah, that is advantage of Schatten property, right? Meaning that I'm trying to combine all these properties into a single property. That is what we call it as Schatten property. Yes. If you observe here, guys, the border, which is like a square shape, if you would like to have some kind of rounded corners, then I'll go for a property called border radius property. Border radius property, I can have 10 pixel. It will look like some kind of round symbol. For example, I'll go with 50. Like this, you will get. Yeah. One more thing here, I would like to stress. The thing is, as every HTML element will be in the form of a box model, like if you observe a box which is having four sides, four sides, so top, right, bottom, and left. Okay, fine. So whenever you use a property called border style property, you are going to pass a single value like solid, single property like solid. So this solid property will be applicable to by default all the four sides, all the four sides, all the four sides. Okay. For example, I would like to have different kind of border styles, So then I can go for passing four parameters like border style colon. I can go for first solid, uh, dashed, grooved, double. What is the meaning of this one? As here I have passed four parameters. First parameter is a top value. Second parameter is right border. Third parameter is bottom border. Fourth parameter is left border. It look like anti-clockwise direction. Okay, guys. Yeah. So observe here. So what I will do is, so I will make again. This is comment and I will make enable. Yeah. Border style. I'm going to make first solid. I'll go for dashed. I'll go for double. And I'll go for group. Observe, it look like the structure is modified or not. So this is a solid line. Top is solid line, dashed line, double line, and grooved. So like this, we can modify. You can modify in any order. So if you would like to change the values, you can change the values. Yeah. Sometimes what we can do is we can pass two parameters also. We can pass two parameters, or we can pass three parameters also. If you pass three parameters, what will happen is first parameter is with respect to top border, and second parameter is with respect to right and left border sum, and third parameter is with respect to bottom border. If you pass two parameters, first parameter is with respect to top and bottom, second parameter is with respect to right and left. Guys, observe, these are the properties will be applicable for all the things. The same kind of structure will be for all the things like padding, margin, all these, the same kind of properties will be applicable. If you pass a single value, it will be applicable for top border and right and left. Yeah, this is the principle you have to know. Yeah. So for example, I will go with only I'll go with only three parameters. Then what will happen? Solid is top, dashed is right and left, and double is bottom. Observe. Yeah. Fine. So like this, we can use various kind of ways. For example, I don't want the borders for all the four sides. Then specifically, if you would like to mention, instead of defining this kind of structure, If you would like to define specifically, then I can go for a property called border hyphen top hyphen style. Top style is what? Solid. Solid. For example, I would like to define the right style. Border hyphen right hyphen style. Left border hyphen left hyphen style. Bottom border hyphen bottom hyphen style. Would like to pass. If you don't want some kind of border in a particular location, then I can go for border hyphen left hyphen style colon equal to none. Then I can pass. Then that kind of at that side you won't get any kind of border. Any kind of border. Observe. Yeah. Fine. Instead of defining like this, I would like to define for border hyphen top hyphen style. Observe. Only on the top side you are getting a border. Top side you are getting a border. If you would like to have a border at the bottom side, border hyphen bottom hyphen equal to same solid. Same guys, observe for this border width also it will be applicable 10 pixel, 10 pixel and 5 pixel. 10 pixel, 10 pixel and 5 pixel. Border hyphen left hyphen. Observe here also it will show left hyphen color, left hyphen style, left hyphen width. So like this for everything you can apply. For example, left hyphen style equal to border hyphen right hyphen style equal to double. What happened? You got the double right? Yeah. Observe. This is the property is applicable for top and bottom, and this 5 pixels is applicable for right and left. That is why you are getting the small size. Yeah. So is there any shortened property for all this? Yes. Border hyphen top. For example, anything like this you can call. For example, I am going for red and green. Observe here red color both top and bottom, but for left and right you are getting green color. Like this you can use this border property. Okay, so I hope it will be clear for you. Fine. And next thing we'll go with padding. So what do you mean by padding? Meaning that which is going to provide some kind of transparent space around the HTML element. Is going to this around the HTML element. For example, guys observe while working with the concepts of tables, I have defined like this table content, table T. This one we call it as what? Table padding. Or I made a mistake here. So this one we call it as cell padding. The space between the cells we call it as cell spacing. Okay. So padding means the amount of space that is going to provide between the content and the border. We call it as cell padding. Similarly, here also padding means the amount of space that you are going to provide between the HTML element and around the border. Which we call it as padding. Yeah, fine. If you would like to provide padding towards the top, then I have a property called padding hyphen top. Towards bottom, then we will have for padding hyphen bottom. Padding hyphen left, which is meant for left side padding. Padding hyphen right, which is meant for right side padding. Yeah. So which is we are going to provide the values in the form of pixels, right? So it can be 10 pixels or something like that. Observe. Yeah. Guys, there is no need of providing space at the top side and at the bottom side, but I need to provide a space at the left side as well as at the right side because it is a clumsy one. Yeah. Then what I will do is I can go for adding that property. What is the property? Padding property. Padding hyphen left. which is, for example, I would like to provide some kind of space like 50 pixel. It has provided some space or not? Yes. I would like to go for some kind of space from the right side also. Padding hyphen right. I don't want 50 pixel. I would like to have only 15 pixel, which may look somewhat good. Okay. Make it or not? Yes. This is also somewhat awkward. I will decrease this one to 40 pixel. Yes. So for example, like this, you can write for both for top as well as bottom. Padding hyphen top, top, which is 5 pixel, as I don't want anything. Padding hyphen bottom. I would like to have 1 pixel. So guys, that's it. Yeah. So instead of writing all these 4 statements, we can go for again a shortened property. The shortened property we call it as a padding property. Here, for example, I'm defining like 4 properties. 4 properties. What will happen? The same concept will be applied. The same concept will be applied. Padding. Where? If I write like this here, if I write like padding property, it is going to apply for both all the things: top, bottom, right, and left. Left. If I go with two values, it will be applicable for top and bottom, then right and left. 3 values: top, right and left, bottom. Like this, it will apply. So this is very important for you. I will go with 2 values because I don't want to change. Observe, as I made comment, I got this structure. Why you got this structure? I got this structure. I don't want to modify the values from both top and bottom, but I want to change the values for right and left. Then I'll go for 2 values. For example, 40 pixel, and sorry, 1 pixel and 40 pixel. Top and right is 1 pixel. Top and bottom is 1 pixel, and right and left is 40 pixel. Yes, guys. Yes. If you want to have specific, then I'll go with the specific one. I hope you understood now. So, meaning that to provide some content between this text or some kind of HTML content along with the border, then I'll go for padding concept. I'll go for padding concept. Border means which is going to provide some kind of border around the content and the padding. The content and the padding. Yeah. Next thing is margin, which is meant for to add some space around the HTML element after providing border. Here, guys, if you observe, this is a kind of spacing. If you take into the concept of margins, it will be divided into half parts. First half is with respect to this first cell, and second half is with respect to the second cell. So this first half, which we call it as a margin, and this second half, which we call it as margin of second element. This first half is with respect to margin of first element. If you observe here, this is a division. This is a kind of division element. Is there any space around this division? There is no space, because if you observe, it will start from the left side 0 pixel. And bottom side also there is no space. But on the top side also there is no space, but it will look like there is a space. Meaning that it won't provide any kind of space. For example, I would like to provide some kind of margin around the element. Then I will go for example, I'll go with margin hyphen left. For example, 100 pixel. Now, guys, you can observe it will provide some space. Observe why it is getting 100 pixel towards this one, because the developer is asking for provide some 100 pixel amount of space from the left side border towards some other element. That is why it is moving towards 100 pixel. For example, I want to move some kind of bottom side, margin hyphen bottom. I want to move for 50 pixel. Observe, you got 50 pixel amount of space. 50 pixel amount of space after this border. After 50 pixel, here margin hyphen top is what? How many pixel? 0 pixel. So total amount of space here is 50 pixel. If I go with margin hyphen top, which is 50 pixel, then total you will get here as 100 pixel. Observe, you get here total as 100 pixel. Yeah, fine. So this is the concept of margins. Or else I will go with this margin concept for a particular data like P. Like, okay, fine. I'll go with this D. Class equal to D. Yeah, fine. I will access this D dot D. I will provide some kind of border, border 1 pixel, solid green color, and I would like to provide some kind of padding. Yeah, observe first. I will go with one by one so that you will get clarity. Yeah, fine. So there is no space. There is there is minor space between this text and this border. Amma. Here also this text and this border. If I would like to increase the some space, between the border and the content, then I'll go for padding. Amma. Padding. For example, I am going with 10 pixel. So on all sides, I would like to have. Yeah, observe. On all sides, I have got increased. Yeah. If you observe this between this first para and second para, first parent like hi hello welcome to CSC and lorem ipsum dollar citamet, there is no space, but if you would like to provide some kind of space, then I can go for margin. I'll go with shorten property margin 10 pixel. Now observe total 20 pixel size will be. Yeah. What happened here? So it is 10 pixel, right? Yeah, fine. Let me explain what happened here. I'm going to have 100 pixel, meaning that around the content it is going to provide 100 pixel amount of space. Yes. For example, I will go with the specific one, model hyphen bottom equal to 50 pixel. See, observe here. Now it is correct. We got some specific value. Yeah. What happened is these margins are going to work with negative values also. So that is why it is getting like that. So it will start from somewhere. Yeah. Margin hyphen bottom is 50 pixel. So you can use the shorten property, margin shorten property, instead of this one. Instead of all this, yeah. Instead of all this, you can go with a shorten property called margin shorten property. We'll go with the 10 pixel. 10 pixel. All sides it is getting some kind of 10 pixel space. I don't want any margins. Sorry, guys. Yes. So this is the concept of CSS box model. But if you observe at somewhere, while at the starting of the classes, I said here the total height of the element is a combination of the size of the HTML element, along with total height. Height means you need to calculate vertically, right? So you need to calculate top margin, you need to calculate bottom margin, along with top border, bottom border, and uh, bottom border. Yeah, top padding along with the bottom padding. I mean So don't get confused. If you would like to calculate the height of the element, you need to include top border, top padding, and element height along with bottom margin, bottom padding, bottom border, and bottom margin. Bottom margin. If you would like to calculate total width of the element, you need to calculate element, right padding, right border, right margin. Along with that, left padding, left border, left margin. These are all you need to calculate. That is the formula you have to calculate while in working with the concepts of total height and total width. Total width. Okay, fine. Yeah. So if you observe some more extra concept here, outline is a concept. Outline is a concept which is going to draw some kind of outline to the every HTML element border. Which is going to draw some outline to the HTML element border. Yeah. Observe. I have a property called outline property. Yeah. Outline property. So I don't want to have, so see, observe here. Outline color, outline offset, outline style, outline width. These are all the various kind of properties. If I'd like to go for outline style, for example, double, or okay, I will go with double only. With double. Yeah. Outline color and color, which is something like green color. Yeah. See, observe guys, it is going to provide some kind of outline or not, meaning that around the border, it is going to provide once again some kind of outline. So, which is the concept of outline concept. Here, we can have shorthand property called outline shorthand property. Outline. So, as this first one is width of the outline. Next, style of the outline, and followed by the color of the outline. Yes. In that, it's going to define the exact amount of space which is occupying until the border. Yeah. So I don't want this one. So guys, yes. So the main thing is, if you understand the concept of this box model, you can able to design an image. You can able to design or you can able to place every HTML element in an effective way. Okay, fine. So I hope you understood this one clearly. Thank you.